A lot of other customers don't understand is that when we are talking to you about a phone, the reason why we're talking to you about your phone and getting to know it and making sure it's the right size and making sure it's the right storage size, everything, we make sure that you want it. So sometimes we do not bring up the restocking fee. Welcome to my third episode, part 2 of Income the Threats. This is I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. I'm Shonda, and I've been in customer service for 4 years now. This podcast is about my profound experiences that I have with my customers and how they impact me outside of work. Relationships are just impacting my actions and what I think. The story I started with my part 1, so this is just the continued. So to start off, we have a poster in the back of my store, and on this poster is just the way how we have to represent ourselves to customers when they come into the store. So with this poster, it says in full circle, right? Greet, understand, recommend, confirm, educate, thank. Then it says hashtag connect with AYS. By signing this poster, I promise to live out the commitments to own it, make it personal, be authentic, and make it matter for every customer, every time, throughout the at your service experience with expertise, simplicity, and inspiration. So all my employees have to sign this poster. I also signed this poster because it does mean something to me. I've been with this company for 4 years now, and me being a helpful person, my love language also is, it's a love language where it caters to everybody's needs. For me. Jeez. Acts of service. Yes, acts of service. With that, it makes me feel good. Like when I'm at work and I do help people and do successfully complete something. It's a pat on the back. I feel awesome. I feel great. And I have a good sale. It's perfect. Like it is perfect. So I don't have any complaints. Outside, like when I'm at home, oh my gosh. I currently live with my friends. And with being here for so long and seeing how like how work does take over and how we just don't want to do anything, my energy is like still up when I get from work. I actually just bring it down because I do want to just match my environment. I don't want to be too much. So, reading the room, it really did help being with customer service and just outside of work. I have to read the room. It was hard for me when I first got into the house though, because it was just like, and loud, and I still am that way. But now that I read the room, I'm like, go with the flow here. Sort of. It's really tough for me to like try to keep it together because I love being home and around my friends. And there are things that I offer to help in any way when I'm in the house. And it's never to like get something back. I don't expect anything back, but they are like sweet and it does come back to me. It's just, we have a very natural relationship. And they're like, Shonda, you know that you don't have to do that. And I'm like, I know. But then I do extra things around the house. I don't mind. Just because it's just like, that's something off of their plate. That is something off of their plate and they don't have to worry about it. And I just always feel great about like what I do after. And I just feel really good. So like with back to work, geez, that just went into a whole like circle there, but that's okay. Going back into work, with this poster that I have, that's how I am with customers. It's a friendly greeting. Sometimes it's not going to be like all the time because, days, I'm a human being. It's not going to be perfect every time. But when I do have my good days, I'm telling you, it is like, hey, welcome to AT&T. I'm Shonda. and it's really good. And then throughout that, just talking, getting to know a person, like, yes, I am selling you something at the end of the day. I want you to get something that makes sense, that could just be helpful and with your life. And it is like still me getting to know people. I don't have a line, but I always make it feel safe for my customers to speak to me all the time. I love that It's just an open, warm energy that I give off. And we get into these deep conversations, like in the store. And the selling point, like, yes, it is getting to them and still talking about what they're doing. Cause I'm multitasking, getting their stuff set up, but also like still having the conversation. Communication is so good because I just want to get to know these people. Because you're going to be in here for a matter of hours. Sometimes it's short, but in that short moment or long moment, it's a genuine conversation that I'm having with these customers, and it's like beautiful. I love it. So with that, like, it just makes me feel good when I know that I did something and made them feel good about their choice. It's so rewarding. I love it. I love it. But this woman, after she said that she was going to file a class action lawsuit against me, I'm like, okay. So I spoke it over with friends outside the house. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? But like, they're just like, yeah, no, like it's just crazy. And their insights on like what people say to make you feel I'm good at like less in my position, not less as a person, but less in my position. And we had to get to that point. So with her coming back, it was a good day. I had a good day. Good morning with the customer. She came in around like 11. Seeing her face, I was just like, And I was with a customer. He was getting the phone. And when she came in, she like stood there. This is just me, also by myself, same type of position. I'm by myself. I'm waiting for my employees to come in and do their shift, but it's just me. And I have him and one other person that was just paying the bill. And found out what the other person was doing. So I got her knocked out. She was out the door. She was great. Then I went back to him, and then she came in. Another person came in after her too. So she was standing there, and I'm taking my time with this person because I'm choosing not, like I did say, hi, when she gave in, hi, and went back to him and gave my full focus to him and taking my time. And then, of course, the question that kills me every time, you the only one working? That's how I am. I'm like, Jason behind you is going to help you. Like the invisible person. Yes. It's so tough for me to ask that question, like answer that question. Because like, I don't want to answer this question because obviously, let me just say, they're standing there for at least about 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 20 to 25, 30 minutes. With me, and if there is just me, then it's like 10 or 15 minutes that you are waiting. She waited for about 5. And then she asked that question. I said, obviously, somebody would have came out the back already. Okay. All right. I didn't say that, but that was in my head. All right. I know you just want to know, but still, however that long and you don't see anybody coming out the back, just know there is nobody back there. So I responded yes. And then she gave me this sympathy story. It's just in the hospital. I had to get some work done, and I've been there for a while, and just this is going on with me and my health. And so in my head, I'm like, cute. I'm sorry, but cute. Because to me, this story that you're giving me is your sob story to make me help you to feel bad, to get what you need to get done so you can get out the store faster than the person that I'm helping right now. And I'm like, okay, all right. Sorry to hear. What brings you in? Oh, so my phone, with my phone, it's not connected to my car. When it comes to Bluetooth and customers coming in, okay. When it comes to Bluetooth and customers coming in, I definitely understand that you don't understand how to connect your car, but did you try? Because nobody does. Nobody does. When they get a phone, nobody tries. And I can say that 100%, mean it, and it's truthful and honest. Fight with me if you want, but that's okay. my older folks don't know how to connect a car. Yes, I can help. But YouTube, nobody thinks of YouTube. The internet holds everything. The internet holds and keeps everything. So when it's mind-blowing, when customers need help with something and I don't know it, I'm in their face and go on my phone and open up YouTube. Perfect app to check how to do this in their face, just so that they know this is how I get these answers. You can try it next time. And sorry, triggering stuff that gets me, guys, but that's okay. But she gives me this story and I'm like, all right, it's going to be a couple minutes because I'm with him. Talking to him, find out what color he wants with the phone. I go in the back. I come from out of the back onto the sales floor. There's nobody there because I see that she probably talked with the person that I was talking to get him to help, which is nice. That's how she was. Maybe she had a time thing. No worries. But he was very kind and went out and helped her connect her car to her Bluetooth. What took me so long to get from the back of the store was because I was thinking about not helping her. The work, me not wanting to help, but then it's just also the me outside of work that I am an acts of service person. I don't have to service this person. I know that. But at the same time, being so long in this job, it sort of kind of molded me into always helping no matter the situation, no matter what it is. I had people cuss at me and yell at me, and I felt that I could not say that, you know what, I'm not helping you because you've been disrespectful. It was very hard. I have that now. I'm learning boundaries and I know how to say that. But before, it was, I'm going to do this and finish this for myself because I'm going to feel proud for finishing something and accomplishing something while someone's in my ear or yelling at me or called me a name and push that person aside and just saying, get this done. Half of me, right? The other half is just like, maybe I did fuck up with this person and I want to fix this. I want to fix this so they can feel better and I can feel better about myself. I know all things aren't fixable, but when I do fix an account that I find out that I did it, then I do feel better. When it comes from another person, that's a little bit easier. I usually say, you know, these are the solutions or the options that you can take to fix this. I've done so much, but I have to give you this so you can like continue that. But with that, it was just very tough, and it took me a while to get out that door, to just be like, and what my decision was just like, no, what my response was going to be, if I did get to help her. Because you filed a class action lawsuit against me, I am not helping you. I don't feel comfortable helping you. When one of my, employees are out on the floor, when they're here, maybe they can help you with that, but I'd rather not. That was what I was going to say. That is what I felt comfortable saying. But maybe it was just this man just being very helpful, very nice, and took the time out of his time waiting to help her. And like, he laughed it off when he came in and was just like, she just needed help with her Bluetooth. And I'm like, yeah. And me just being a human and wanting to understand interactions and wanting to understand what another person thinks, what they would do in that situation. If they had that kind of interaction with her, what would you do in my position? Because I explained the whole story and like what happened and why she wanted to file a class action lawsuit against me. And he's like, oh yeah, no, it's tough. It really is. But he said, I wouldn't help her. And then they made sense about the class action lawsuit. It was just you. Like, it wasn't any more than like one person. I'm like, no, it was just me. And she was like, they feel like dumb. And then just explaining what power feels like and making someone feel bad. It was just a very interesting time. And it seemed like from that time as well, leads me into like after that interaction, I had another opportunity to speak up and say, why threaten me? This man calling, and what he wanted to do was return a phone. And he returned the phone, but he just dropped off the phone. I was off that day, and my employees only have so much that they can do without manager approval. He was going to return the phone in a matter of the 14 days. A sticky situation that if you return your phone after the 14 days, then there's a restocking fee. And this restocking fee is taken out of the taxes that you paid. And he returned the phone, but he just, to me, dropped it off because my employee was not able to return the phone without me there, without me present. He came on the 13th day and I was not there. So when I did get to look over the account and seeing that there was no transaction, no notes, I'm like, yes, sir. Unfortunately, because I wasn't here, because what he could have done, because he could have took it to another store to get it returned. They can do that, and I definitely understand some other AT&T stores say that they have to return it back where like it came from, but that's not true. They just want to avoid that with their store. So they have numbers and stuff to match. We also too. So it's just also being considered. I definitely understand it, but it is very annoying. But with him, he just said, and he didn't get this phone at this store. Actually, no, yes, he did. Lies. I take that back. Sorry. But he did. And just going through it, and I was on the phone with him for about like 30 minutes just explaining, and we were just talking. Like I was getting irritated at some points of the conversation because I kept repeating myself, but then it was just like honest, genuine honesty about what I would do in his situation. I said, I'm very sorry that this is irritating. I can return this phone, but the restocking fee is going to be put on there. I cannot waive that restocking fee. So you're going to get this amount of money back. Not all of it, but this amount of money back. And I just don't understand. That was never told to me. It is. I tell my employees to say it every time, because what a lot of other customers don't understand is that when we are talking to you about a phone, the reason why we're talking to you about your phone and getting to know it and making sure it's the right size and making sure it's the right storage size, everything, we make sure that you want it. So sometimes we do not bring up the restocking fee. Sometimes it depends on the situation where a customer is talking about switching from maybe a Samsung phone to an iPhone or vice versa. I'm honest with them, because the first question that I ask them is, how long have you had a Android phone? How long have you had an iPhone and you want to switch to Samsung? It's going to be difficult. I'm going to show you as much as I can of what you can do on this phone, but the features are a little bit different, but everything's a swipe up, swipe down. It's a lot of people learn in different ways. So like with them, completely insane. I had a customer return a phone, switch from Samsung to an iPhone. I gave her 2 days. I said, 2 days, no offense, you're going to be back. Her icebreaker was making sure that I was able to get the Google Calendar on her iPhone, and that was successful. But 2 days, I said, like I said, I feel like I said, just play around with it. You'll get to know it. Maybe you like it. It's going to be okay. You're going to play around with it. She came back in a day. She's like, yeah, no. She came back 2 days. And she said, I can't do this. I need my Android back. And again, the icebreaker was a calendar. We got the calendar. It was just the workings of the phone. The workings of the phone she just did not like. There were certain things, like you can zoom out on text messages from a Samsung and it goes straight to the top. Where with iPhones, you have to scroll to go back to the top. Now you can like search, I guess, the date in the main where you see all the messages, but when you're in the one text message, you can't zoom out to see to the top of it. You have to scroll with iPhone. So that was like one thing that she pointed out. I'm like, interesting. And then she just knew this is very debatable. Camera on the Samsung phone is, I'm an iPhone user, but Samsung phones, let me just say, the camera, insane. They are very close. Apple's very close. but still it's far. I just don't know what to say. But yeah, that is. But we dedicate the time to talk to you about making sure that this is the phone that you want. And that's what I was saying to him. We made sure that you wanted this phone. So no, and when you're very positive about it and you're happy about the experience, in our heads, like we don't. In that moment, I wouldn't expect the unexpected. I wouldn't expect you to come back and say, "Yeah, no, I need to return this phone." After we had a really, really good conversation and getting to know you and your phone and what you do on it and what you like about it, it's no, we don't bring it up. When we do, we only do when we know that people seem to be trying out the phone. The one thing that gets me too, when they order it online and they say customer service switched out, they didn't send the right phone. I'm like, human error. Human error can happen, but I just imagine you clicking that button and you reading your iPhone 14 Pro, and it says iPhone 14 Pro. They ask you for the installments to check on it, and it says 14 Pro. But you actually wanted the 14 Pro Max. Again, you clicked 14 Pro, but you wanted the 14 Pro Max. Two different, like, it would say max. It would even say how big the phone is. But what people don't like, and definitely what that woman does not like, is reading small print. It's reading small print. Nobody does. Once, I'm telling you, I get through so many things by just reading the screen. And when I say, well, did you read it? Because it says all what you have to do there. People are like, well, what would I do next? Well, what is this? And I read it out loud for them, right in front of their face. I'm like, well, it says. And I'm like, so do you want to do that? Like, do you want to do it? That's even a hard decision for them. I'm like, what don't you like about what I just read? If you don't like it, then press no, you don't. If you don't mind it or you want it or don't even care, just press the blue continue. Like, just press continue. Like, don't even think about the other thing. Just press continue. You do that to accepting terms and conditions. What is the difference anywhere on a phone? Either way, our stuff is in there because we accept things. It's on here, just like the internet, full circle. Everything holds something. You think when you delete your phone that it really is just gone? Yes, but as soon as you sign into another phone, anywhere, all that stuff come back, okay? Backups are very necessary. Very necessary. Where am I going with this story? I took it too far. Back to the guy on the phone. So my opportunity arose with him because he was just saying, like, I was saying, like, with your situation, I said, if it was just me, if it was just me, I would get irritated. I'm very sorry. I would just up and leave too. Like, when there's nobody helping me, okay, at that point, and you're saying that I can't do anything, then as a regular person, even if I was with a different company where I'm at now, anything, I would just up and go. And yeah, my honesty, what he said after that was like, so I am going to write a letter to the CEO of the company, whatever, to say that Shonda said that I should just go. And I'm like, wow. Completely, wow. So then, I talked to him more. At this point, I'm irritated. And then with this conversation, so like wasted my time because then he said, you know what, don't worry about it. I'm like, bro, I seriously just like talked to you and we were back and forth, like debatables and conversation, back and forth, negative, me being honest, him being negative, like what, this, that, third. It was very upsetting that I was just trying to help you. And he was like, you know what? Forget about it. And then I asked, I said, so why the threat? Why did you have to say that you were going to write a letter after me being honest, just, if I were you, and that was, I said, if it were me, I would do this. I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing that you were saying right now, sir. I agree with you. I would. It's irritating. It's very irritating. I have customers who come in store and they get charged for phones when it was supposed to be shipped out, or UPS lost a phone. And they're like, what am I going to do? Sorry. How am I going to come up with this money? You guys expect me to pay a car payment plus a house payment and a phone bill? Yeah, no. And in that moment, being honest, I would do the same thing that you are saying right now. I would leave. As anybody else do, we'll figure out how to pay later, but just right now, I need a working phone. I need to have this, whatever. In that situation with this guy, he just wanted his money back. But in situations where customers get charged for an substantial bill and it's huge, it's money that they do not have, and some can pay it, but when I see the ones who can't, it's a panic. They need their phones for work. I need to get this money. And right now, I only have money to pay a certain amount to get my phone bill, or I have the money to go. And that could be little to nothing at any other store. So yes, I would agree with a person to be like, you know what? I am leaving due to whatever situation or me not financially having it at the moment. But with this situation with that guy of getting money back, I would do the same. So he was like, so what? I'm just shit out of luck. I'm like, I'm not saying that. You get your money back. You're just not getting your full taxes that you paid. So, again, being honest, man, I'm just glad that I did speak up about it. I'm glad that I asked, like, why say that then? Because that changes my perspective. Just like outside of work, it's very hard to have like a conversation with my sister here and there, because like she's very like strong, she's very opinionated, she just knows, like she knows, she's very smart, she really is. And for me to understand and challenge or elaborate on something, it's a little bit tough, and it's not making me feel like, again, not less of a person, but just like less of like how you see me. To me, it was like, older sister to younger sister, not woman to woman. So that right there, like when stuff like that, it just makes me feel like a little bit less intense. Wow. But either or, I am happy now that I do get to speak up about when something is wrong, that something like a customer just out the left, out the right, they just everywhere. Like, let's focus here. Wow. Okay. So let's move on to random thought here. And my random thought for the day was, this is for my ladies. Oh, my ladies. Guys, guys actually been getting their nails done. But getting my nails done with an injury, for sure. So I have like a little wart here on my middle finger, small. It's because like I'm a left-handed person, and I hold my pen or my pencil like very tight, and it just grew. It's not bad, like it really does blend, but still, like I'm acting like you can see this, but either or, sometimes I like pick at my skin because the wart is just like extra skin. It's sorry. Just realized that. I pick at my skin, or just picking at my skin and going back into the finger, and it's just like burning right on the side. It seems like it always happens on the side. And I noticed that anytime that I say that I'm gonna get my nails done, I start picking like the day before, and then I have this wound, and I'm like, well, I still want to get my nails done, So I go to the nail salon, and they just like, oh, like one lady before, when it was my wart, she was like, oh, wow, you picked. Like, she was like, oh, blood. And I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. Like, it was red. It wasn't blood, but it was red. And then my others, like, when it's not my wart and it's just like scrapes on my finger, they don't see it. They're touching it. They don't know, like, it seemed fine, but I'm in pain, I was like, It's just a pushback. Yeah, for my listeners, sorry, it's just like a pushback, and like, like, oh, watch where you're grabbing right there. But that's how it is. Just going to the nail salon with an injury and still like suffering, but making it through the pain as much as possible. When the nail's done, you're like, oh yeah, nice. Oh, pain was worth it because it looked good, and it take a while, man. I always have to mentally prepare. I'll forget how long it takes to get your nails done or my nails done. And it just seemed like in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna be in and out. Yeah, they're just gonna fill me in, and then fill in, that's it. But they really do take time to fill it, make sure that they straighten out the nail, like get my nails right. I'm like, dang, this take forever, but it's worth it. It's worth it for sure. It's worth it for sure. Which makes me appreciate, I'm going to say, the environment. I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and he was just like putting myself in that environment. I went out with my sister, and we went out to Cold Stones, and we just sat in the area in White Marsh, a little area. They really did up the place. It was a pretty good night. July 26th is when Barnes & Noble is grand opening in that place. I peeked inside there. I was like, look at all those books wanting to be read. I'm so excited. They look great. But that area just looks great. But just being in that environment, I'm just being inspired to just get out more, do people watch. We interacted with these kids. They're just really nice and really, really cool. And the kids are crazy. They're little human beings. They're like crazy great. Like, what fun. I'm like, oh, kids is crazy. It was a little girl that came over here. She's like, have you seen a girl with tall with a ponytail? And I'm just like, no. She said, yeah, she choked me so I'm gonna get her back or something like that. She said, yeah, I'm gonna choke her. And she was just like, I was like, no, you gotta be nice. Like, you need to be nice. Like, why are you just going around choking? She said, no, she did it first. And we was just like, oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. But she was like, oh, okay. It was like, okay, yeah, well, if she did it first, defend yourself. But at the same time, it's like, dang, it's real tough in that situation because it's like, oh, no, you don't want to choke. But at the same time, like, she started, get it back, Two different parenting. I can't be one. I swear, I can't be one. I would be like the great faraway aunt. Be like, hey. But yeah, just being in that environment, but just seeing people, see how people interact and being out, and just that area, it's just a fresh air, just being out and just being in the area, in a nice area. Because they're redoing up White Marsh and Towson, and it's really looking good. Shout out to my construction workers and all my people in the background and accepting contracts and knowing that they gotta do it all. And then my laborers, my man out there, my women out there, just picking up that thing. And I just think about all the happiness and greatness of a team working and building a building, and just looking at it like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, you just stand like, that's the building that I built. And people are walking in that now. The hands that go in that, the blood, the sweat. I don't even know about, no, you know what, this blood, the sweat, the tears, because people at work like, I don't want to do this no more. But the money pay good. And just after this day, like, I did that building. The money's great. Even though it's pain, it's great. Just like getting the nails done. Pain, great results. Oh man, this was I'm Just Sharing with Shonda. Please rate, comment, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram, I'm Just Sharing Pod. Email me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. Wow. Well, see ya.